Alright, time for a little video update here. So I went to the salvage yesterday to look for a seat. I kind of wanted a newer seat, which would have required a lot of custom bracketry. But I came across an original bench out of a it was a K10 that they had it in. I personally have never seen a leather bench like that. I sat on it, it felt okay, way better than what's in the truck now. You know, the one in the truck now, I don't know if it has any springs in it. You literally are sitting on the metal hump. It's horrible. But I wanted to reinforce the cushion, and upon removing it, I noticed, you know, someone's already came through and kind of attempted to fix it up. So I'll rip that stuff out, and I'll probably just dissect the other cushion, use the good parts of it and mold them in and sand them down. So, and I found these yesterday too. They didn't look like this, obviously. They were just solid aluminum. You really couldn't tell. They were black and brown from all the oil and dirt on them. But so I cleaned them up, sanded them down, shot them black, and I was gonna polish the tops, but I did both of them. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much as that just brushed look. So I brushed it back. But I have nice valve covers on the engine already. You know, they're Holleys. You know, it's got an Edelbrock breather, Holley valve covers. You know, Summit carb, Edelbrock intake. You know, I guess it all balances out, whatever. But the thing I don't like about these is the oil, the tab for the oil filler stop, it's broken off inside there, and it would have probably been all right, you know, but the big cam in this engine, the engine kind of shakes a little bit. I found those. I'm gonna put those on. They need some TLC. I'll sell them, whatever. Another thing I've got to do is, can't really tell, can't get much light in here, but I may have a slow oil leak back there by the oil pressure gauges and whatnot behind the manifold. Doesn't really matter. I had some issues with the oil gauge last week after I was running it. This engine runs above 60 psi, and the factory gauge only goes to 60, so I'm really maxing that poor gauge out. So I'm going to put another oil pressure gauge on it, a mechanical, in the dash somewhere, and I might just disconnect the factory oil pressure gauge. Not the sending unit though, so that the choke will still work. Anyway, other than that, I also had to replace the radiator. The radiator that was in the truck is old school, solid brass or copper or whatever. You know, no plastic sides, but it ended up having a leak. Never leaked, not once driving around the neighborhood. Get it out on the road, get some actual heat going, some real pressure. Started to seep. So this, you can't really tell because I've already got the cover on. But the core on this thing is pretty much the width of that plastic. This thing is a monster. I measured this one at like 2 inches. I ordered a 2 1/4 core. Apparently 2 inches here doesn't mean that that's the size of the core. The core, I guess, you know, it means is what's on the inside. So, yeah, 2 1/4 core is more like 3 inches outside. Anyhow, so new radiator. I'm going to swap valve covers. Go ahead and remove the carb. 750. Yes, 750 is way too big. I had this video talking about that. Well, the videos that I watched showing a 750 working on a small block, working just the same as the 650. The problem is they missed one minor detail. Under a load, pulling weight at low RPM, the 750 is going to flood it every time. So, whatever. Lesson learned. Got a 600 coming, so I'll have to sell the 750 to try to break even on that deal. But I got to pull the carb, do the oil pressure thing, swap the valve covers, and I'm done with I'm pretty much done under the hood, minus a few cleaning up here and there, running some zip ties, cleaning some stuff up. I'm good under here. Oh, and the washer fluid tank. which I don't know what wire connector powers it yet. I haven't figured that out. So after I do that, the rest of the day and tomorrow will be interior, lots of interior. I would have loved to have had the time and the money to, you know, rhino coated or carpeted the interior, but you know, I don't. It is what it is. You know, working on a budget, there are things you have to accept. Not getting carpet is going to be one of them. You know, but yeah, let's go take a look at this driver's side. Let's see what really. Oh, and today I put shocks on it too. New shocks front and back. The old ones were pretty much done. They didn't act like shocks anymore. They were just tubes holding air. Yeah, I don't. Oh well, you know, that's probably part of it. But yeah, it is shot. Obvious reasons as to why. It's horrible. I don't know what's going on here. I really wish I could just flip to camera for this thing, but for light. Anyway, yeah, it's shot. Looks like somebody tried to put some wood under there. Looks like the cushion might have been fine. I might still use the cushion. I believe it's the springs. There's no springs anymore. It's, yeah, whatever. Pretty typical on these old seats. Don't laugh at my tack. It's not going there. I just needed it in it while I test drove it. It drove pretty good. I got a new passing gear bracket so I can hook up, or detent cable bracket, so I can hook that up right. Because she doesn't downshift. But boy, I'm pretty happy with my transmission rebuild. Even when you manually shift her, boy, she's all there. So anyway, that's my update. Till next time. Alright, so this video comes with absolutely no pleasure to make. I was pretty much done with the motor. Cleaned the distributor, replaced the oil dipstick there. Small things, nothing major. You know, it was pretty much good to go. I still needed to put tires on it, address a little bit of some body work, give it a good clean up. Replace maybe a motor, check, you know, the doors and the locks, but interior was pretty much done. You know, I was gonna leave the dash alone, maybe clean up that aluminum bezel a little bit better. Put the refurbished seat in it, took care of the floorboards. You know, here's where the green paint's coming off the original paint. Little stuff, but I was done. Right up until the bottom end couldn't handle all the stuff I added to the top end. I compression checked it before I started. She was good. It made no noises. Everything looked good. However, it wasn't. You know, the added, not a lot, but the added compression, the lift of the cam and everything. A few people I've talked to said pretty much, you know, I changed the way the motor was running, so the way it had worn in the bearings and whatnot got changed, and it weakened them. I can see that. You know, who knows, but bottom end is done. I'm ripping her out today. I'll take her down to the short block and try to find someone to redo the short block for a decent price, because, well, I had tires left and that was pretty much all the budget I had left. Crammed in some overtime hours to make a little extra cash, but as it is right now, I mean, we're up there in the thousands. So it happens though, you know. It's a good deed. The only thing that sucks is Father's Day is getting closer and closer, and right now I need it to be test driving it, not taking it back apart. But that's okay. That's what challenges are all about, right? So there we have it, and guess I better get to it.